Welcome to Let's Do Yoga with Joanne, and I'm Joanne. I'm glad you could join me today. Today we're going to do quite a bit of movement in our class, and one of the poses is called Star. So that's why I've named it Star Power. And of course, you are all stars. So that's the other reason I named it Star Power. A reminder, if when you're done with the video you found it to be worth your while, please tap like or share or subscribe, and then that way it gets into the homes of other folks who maybe can't get out to do some good old yoga. Like, yoga is just the best. I might be biased. So we'll begin with a breathing exercise, and on the inhale, I will ask you to tense some part of your body, maybe the calves or the thighs or the bottom or whatever. And you'll do that on the inhale, and then on the exhale, just try and release that tension. And it really works if you close your eyes and just get to it. So I'm going to close my eyes. My shoulders are over my hips so that it can accommodate that extra air I want to bring into my lungs. And let's tense the calves. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and release the air and the tension at the same time. And then let's go for the thighs next. So inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale the tension and your breath. And it can be through the mouth or through the nostrils, whichever. The inhale, have it through the nose. And so let's see if we can compartmentalize the bottom, our butts, and see if we can just put some tension in that without involving the rest of the body. And inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and release the tension and the air. So you probably noticed that the core or your abdomen also got involved when you were trying to put some tension in the butt. So let's see if we can just work on the abdomen. Can we do that? And inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. And I actually found that to be a little easier. Okay. Let's do our arms, right from the fist up into the shoulder joint. Can we put tension in there? Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Keeping the eyes closed. One more inhale, nice and long. And then on the exhale, can you release any tension remaining in your body anywhere? And slowly open your eyes. Oh, I feel like I'm done. Let's move on to some other exercise. So I'm going to look over to the right-hand side. It'll look left to you, but I look over to the right, and I'm just going to hold that for a little bit. Maybe think about what you can feel in terms of tendons in your neck, and then give a slight forward roll. And just take it over to the left-hand side. And again, do you feel anything in your neck? Something you should pay attention to? Do that forward roll, bring it back to the right-hand side. Any crackling or cracking or any feelings of pulling or tightness? Roll that chin forward and down and bring it back over to the left-hand side. And again, doing a bit of a scan on your neck. Is there anything there that feels tight? Then bring your face forward and put your hands on whatever spot it was that you were feeling, and just give it some loving, a little bit of massage, just kind of rubbing into it, trying to release any tension, warming it up. And then let's try that move again. So I'm going to look over to the left, and then I'm going to bring that chin down and through and come over to the other side. And look forward. I don't know about you, but when I was done the massage and I did that same move, it felt a lot better. So there you go. Let's do some individual finger pulls. I'm going to start with all 4 fingers and just pulling that back and seeing how far those fingers go. But if you go now and pull individually, take that pinky and pull it, look how much farther that goes for you. So just pay attention to that. Does it go quite a bit farther? And you just go to that point where you feel it working. Don't go beyond. Don't hurt yourself. Try and keep the arm straight so that you can feel the pull of the tendon go right through the palm. There's a bit of a, well, I don't know, maybe I'm just imagining it, but to me, it's like I can feel that. And then pull the thumb back as well. Go to the other hand and all 4 fingers. And then I'm going to do the pinky and the ring finger and the middle finger. That one I really feel. And the pointer and the thumb. Yeah, that feels good. So just let your hands rest on your lap and small shoulder rolls to the back. So just some nice small ones. Not doing any extra effort there. Then go ahead and make those rolls a little larger. And can you feel now your shoulder blades are working? Every time you bring that shoulder towards the back, the shoulder blade kind of comes together and even slides down a little. If you don't feel it, go ahead for the biggest roll ever. So you bring the shoulders forward as much as you can. Bring them up to touch your earlobes if you can. And then bring it back. And then you can really feel that shoulder blade moving. So let's do that again. I shouldn't say I made it sound like you only have 1 shoulder blade. You have 2. And as you bring it back, you could just about hold a pencil in there. That's how close they are. And then just go for that 3rd big roll. There you go. So I do want to say we have quite a bit of a standing portion today, so a little more than we normally do. If you get tired and you need to sit down, then please do put me on pause or whatever and sit down, take a break, and then put it back on and start it up again if you need to take a break. The other thing I meant to say is I am wearing shoes today. I got a question about that. Can we wear shoes? Of course you can. Like, you just want to make sure that they're snug. You don't want them loose in any way. Like, don't wear slippers. That wouldn't be great. And socks aren't great either. But an actual shoe or barefoot, that's the best. So I thought I'd wear shoes, and then you can see that it's fine to do that. I'm going to do what's called a, let's start with the tiptoe and swoosh. Okay, so I'm standing with my hands on the chair. I want to lift up on my toes. Now maybe you can release your hands, maybe you can't. I come into a squat with my butt reaching behind me and my heels come to the ground. I release my hands from the chair and I bring them back as far as I can take them, as high as I can take them. I want to come into that tiptoe, so that's my inhale. And then I'm going to squat and bring those arms back for my exhale, putting my heels on the floor for stability. Inhale into the tiptoe. Squat and exhale. Try that again. Inhale and tiptoe. Heels on the ground, squat and bring those arms back. Last time. Tiptoe, inhale, squat and exhale. And then just standing up. So I want to do what I call like a curtsy movement. So my feet are right behind the chair. Got a frog happening here. There we go. And I want to take this other foot back and down and around and open up my arm to the side. Okay, so hang on to that chair. You're going to need it. And then you just come back, making a nice smooth movement like you're a ballerina. And try it again. So you're opening up, doing that big movement to the back with both your arm and your leg, and then bring it in. You feel the other leg really working hard, I bet. And again, last one. Ballerina. Oops, I have a little buddy who came in here. And bring that back. Okay, I want to do the other side. You can keep your chair where it is, but I just want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So I face the chair. My one hand remains on the chair. I'm going to swoosh this leg to the back and open up. And then bring it back. And once again, open up. And bring it back. Last one. Open up. And bring it back. Good. Okay, so I'm just going to put this at an angle so you can see what I'm doing. My right hand crosses over the left, and I want to cross that midline. And I mean, if you can only get that far, then you only get that far. If you could take it further, take it as far as you can. So I'm crossing the midline, waking up the brain on both sides. Then I'm going to leave the one hand in front, and the other hand will come behind as I take a torso twist to the back. Bring that arm back and put it underneath this time and cross. Take the top hand and bring it all the way back, getting that torso twist. Now that back hand comes forward and goes underneath the other hand. You always get sensing a theme here that you're always going underneath when you come back. The right hand comes back, and I'm going to bring it forward and put it underneath. Really try and cross as best you can. Work those shoulder joints. And the other hand will come to the back. The back hand comes forward and underneath. Really cross that and then take it back and shake that out. So you can probably feel that in your shoulders. All right, so we want to do a modified sun salutation. And it's not that hard, but it does include a down dog. So I just want you to, if you struggle with vertigo or if you have very high blood pressure or anything like that, there's a point in the sun salutation flow where the head comes below the heart. We don't stay there. We right away bring that head back up. But you know yourself best. So if you don't want to come all the way down, then don't. Okay? All right, let's begin. And we're going to begin in tall mountain, not mountain. So you inhale all the way up, the arms come up, you look up if you can. Exhale, bring those arms into goalpost like that, okay? So that's goalpost. Inhale all the way up. Now here's where the head will come below the heart, so you be careful. I'm going to exhale, bring my hands through heart center, reach for the chair, bend the elbows, and bring my forehead to the chair. I immediately inhale and straighten those elbows so my head comes back up. I don't want to leave it down there. And then on the exhale, I come down once more. This is called forward fold. And then on the inhale, I bring my elbows up, straighten them, I come up. Here's where I want to come into down dog. If you know that you have high blood pressure, you can just walk into tabletop like so. I mean, if you do bend down and tie your shoes or pick up a spoon or occasionally get your head below your heart, you can walk those feet back a little more and bring your head between the upper arms. Once you've got that, immediately come out of it. Okay? You're doing that to stretch the hamstrings and to move the shoulder joints and the thoracic spine. Okay, so it's just if you can. Okay. Now I want to bend that left leg until my right hamstring talks to me, which is right about there. And you just hold on to it for a little bit. I'm not sure why my doggy is joining us today. He hardly ever does. Then my right knee will bend and my left leg, I'll stretch that hamstring. Straighten both legs. Okay. So on the inhale, I walk forward. My arms are straight. On the exhale, I do a forward fold and I bend the elbows and bring my head down. The arms come out to the side, and on the inhale, I stand up slowly, no head rushes, and bring my hands above my head. And then on the exhale, I take my prayer hands and come through the center of my being, down the midline, and bring my hands open to my sides. So we're going to do that again much more smoothly and with a lot less jibber jabber. All right? Inhale, arms up. Hands come together. Exhale through heart center. Reach for the chair, bend the elbows. Touch the chair with your forehead, and then inhale, straighten the elbows. Get that head above the heart. Exhale, bend the elbows. Bring your head back down to the chair. On the inhale, straighten the elbows. Bring your head above your heart. On your exhale, you're going to walk your feet back, bring your head just between your upper arms, and then on the inhale, you bring your head above your heart. Okay, we're immediately going to go into the next portion. So on the exhale, go ahead, bring your head between your upper arms, and then on the inhale, walk your feet into what's called half forward fold. This is half forward fold right here. Exhale, bend the elbows, forward fold, arms come out to the side, hands come all the way up, and then they come together through heart center. Okay, so this time we stay only one breath in down dog. Ready to go for it? All right, this is why I call you all stars, because you got to be pretty brave and pretty talented and pretty determined to get it all done. Inhale, arms up. Hands together through heart center. Exhale, forward fold, bend the elbows. Inhale, straighten those elbows. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, straighten the elbows. Exhale, see if you can get into a down dog. Inhale, walk your feet in. The elbows are straightened for half forward fold. Exhale, bend the elbows, forward fold. The arms come out to the side. Inhale, come all the way up to tall mountain. The hands come together right down the midline of the body as you exhale. Well done. That was really, really well done. If you need to sit now, because there is still a little bit more to do standing, and I want you to feel safe. You know what, I'm going to keep this chair in front of me and put it at an angle so you can see what I'm doing. So the pose that's called star is the feet are quite far apart, my toes are pointing out, my heels are pointing in and back, and it's a very stable pose. You're really quite stable. People like to have a chair in front of them, though, for the second part of the pose. So the first part, you reach all the way up and you imagine you are literally creating space in the shoulder joints and in the elbow joints and in the wrist and in the hips and in the knees, like there's a bungee cord pulling you up, and yet you're not going off your heels. You stay on your heels, but there's that bungee cord. From here, we want to come into goddess. Well, goddess means we're going to bend those knees and reach back with the butt. So it's kind of like a wide squat. And then the hands come together into prayer hands right in the center of the chest. Or you can use your chair. That's why you're in front of it. And then inhale, come into star. Nice, slow inhale, reaching way up. Nice, slow exhale, bending those knees and squatting down. Nice, slow inhale, come all the way up into star. And exhale, bending those knees and coming down. And then come up. Look at all those stars out there. You are, because you're not just sitting on the couch, you are trying to take control of your own health. And you know what? That is star power, if I ever heard of it. So I want to do a balance, and I'm going to do that simple, well, it's not that simple, but the iconic yoga tree, right? The one you see where people are, you know, on a rock in the ocean and they're holding this tree pose, or on top of a mountain, but We're just going to do it in our living rooms here, so not to worry. Okay, I can keep my toe on the floor and cup the ankle bone, but let's point out a few things. The standing leg is solid, okay? I've put all my weight on my standing leg. My other leg is opening as far to the side as I can take it. Some of you will have hip restrictions, and so yours might look a bit more like that. But if you can, you're trying to get that as open as possible, okay? So that's step number one. Number two is finding a spot directly in front of you that you can stare at and that it won't move. The next step is remembering that everything about balance is frustrating. You want to be frustrated. You want to push yourself to the point where you're frustrated, but don't fall over. So I'm hanging onto the chair. I'm going to try and get light on my fingertips. My toe is still on the floor. Maybe one or two of you guys can move that foot so that it's cupping your calf. You may have done yoga in the past and you're able to do that. But wherever you are, you're trying to get light on your fingertips, staring at that one point, staring and focus. Maybe you could take your fingers off the chair, maybe not. But for sure, you definitely want to get frustrated, which I am right now because I can't stay because it's windy down here. Okay, it's windy in my recreation room down here. Okay, I'm going to bring that foot down before I blow over. All right, let's go to the other side. Are you going to do some yoga, Skeeter? Okay, I'm going to put all my weight on my standing leg, the one I want to stay strong. My other foot is going to cup the ankle bone if that's where I need to be. Maybe this side's stronger. You may find that one side's easier to do balance than the other. Maybe I'm going to cup my calf. You do you, okay? So you want to find that point that you're staring at that doesn't move, so you're not looking at me, and trying to come light on those fingertips, super light, super light. Maybe releasing the fingertips from the chair, maybe not, and it's just fine if you don't. And bringing that foot down. Okay, that's a long time to be on our feet. Let's have a seat. What's up, little doggy? I'm not sure why he's down here. He may just be looking for a lap. He's going to have to wait, right? So let's just do a couple of cool downs. This one is called Thread the Needle. I know we've done it on here before. My knees are pointing straight forward and my left arm is going to come to the outside of that right leg. And I'm just going to slide that left arm down like so, trying to drop my left shoulder to reach my left knee. Now it may not. This may be as far as I get, or maybe some of you who maybe you're just particularly limber and you're able to touch the left shoulder to the left knee. You just get to where you get to, and like you don't want it to hurt in any way. You just want to get to where you get to so you can stretch out that shoulder joint. That's the point of it. So if you're feeling the stretch and you're way up here, that's perfect. It doesn't matter where you are. You just want to feel the stretch. And we just hang on to that for a little bit. And then we'll come up. And I'll bring the right hand over to the left side of that left leg. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to lean forward and allow that right arm to travel until my right shoulder comes to my right thigh or right knee, whichever. And then I'll just hang out for a little bit, allowing that stretch to happen on its own. You know, we don't always have to be in charge of everything. We can just sometimes allow stretches to happen all by themselves. And come up. I also want to do a hamstring stretch just because we did all those goddess moves. So, yeah, you can see me, I think. I'm bringing one foot forward. You know what? I'll do it like this so you can see. I'm bringing one leg is straight. And I do want to flex that toe. Okay? I want my back super straight, so no rounding. You want the back super straight. And then you start leaning over that straight leg as best you can. And right about here. If you're not rounded shoulders, if you've kept your back straight like there's a 2x4 in that spine, likely you won't get very far and that hamstring will start talking. You just let it talk. Just let it talk. You don't have to listen to it. Just let it do its talking. And then you can come out of it and go to the other leg. Okay, now I'll straighten in front of you so you see what's happening. So I want my back super straight. I want my legs super straight, so I'm at the edge of the chair. I'm going to keep my back straight as I lean forward. And you can hang on to there, or you can hang on to here, whatever works for you so you don't slide off your chair. And you get to where the hamstring is talking and talking and talking, and you just ignore. And then come up. And then let's just take a simple twist. The hands come together like so. And I'm going to try and keep my hands in the center of my chest so that my twist doesn't look like this, but it's kind of goes together more. So I will put my thumbs right on my chest so that I don't cheat on my twist, and then turn to the right. You won't get very far, I don't think, because your hands are going to want to travel ahead of your chest. And then just take it nice and slowly through and take it to the other side. Let's just do that once more. And again to the other side. And forward. And well done. Push yourself back in your chair. Get nice and comfortable. Close your eyes. And just do some nice, long, slow breaths. I'm going to relax my feet and my calves. And then relax my thighs and my bottom. Go ahead with your elbows and come a little bit back and a little bit down. And that kind of sets your shoulder blades. That allows your arms to relax. Just make sure your fingers are soft as well. Release that lower jaw from the upper jaw. Soften everything in the cheeks and around the eyes. Maybe we'll offer some gratitude today for something in your life, the fact that you can do chair yoga, or a neighbor who's done something kind, or a family member who remembered to phone you or text you, or there's so many things to be grateful for. Just choose one. And holding that thought in your mind, some deep, deep inhales and exhales, and then slowly opening your eyes. And just a reminder, namaste actually means that I see the light in you and I bow to it. So may your inner light shine for all to see. Namaste.